What's going on, guys? We're back again with another video. Okay guys, it's finally here, the camera we've all been waiting for. Now you remember the Pocket 3 came out, it was a massive hit. You walk down the street, somebody's using a Pocket 3. Every Tom, Dick and Harry using a Pocket 3. Even almost every YouTuber using a Pocket 3. Now before we get into this video, guys, I just want to say that I've owned every single Pocket camera right from the first one up to now, the Pocket 4, and I've seen a massive improvement over the years. Now we're on the Pocket 4. Big difference between this one and the first Pocket. If you remember the first Pocket that released, you know, it didn't even have a joystick to move left or right, so you had to go like this, and it was very annoying. But yeah, I mean, I won't waffle on too much, but we'll just get stuck straight into this video, guys. Okay guys, so if you do put this in, if you put the Pocket 4 next to a Pocket 3 camera, you will notice, I mean, they do look identical, but there are actually differences in terms of the weight and height. So the Pocket 4 comes in at 190 grams, whereas the Pocket 3 comes in at 179 grams. So it's slightly heavier and also a bit taller, which is understandable because of the new specs which it has here. Now I won't read this whole thing out, but feel free to pause the video because you can see the differences between the Pocket 4 and the Pocket 3. So feel free to pause the video so you guys can see the differences here. And we also have a new improved analog joystick. Now the joystick here, it makes it easier for precise controlling. So you know, you can actually set the joystick as well, the speed of the joystick and the speed of the zoom. So if you want to put a full whack, so you want to lift the joystick up high, and it'll do it in a slow motion or even a fast motion, depending on how you actually set the control of the joystick speed. So it's actually, so you're getting more cinematic effects with the cinematic movements with the Pocket 4 here. And we also have the two new buttons here. Now these two new buttons, I will explain later on in the video what they actually do. And we also have this new SD card door here, so you can slot a SD card in here as well. Now keep in mind, guys, the Pocket 4 comes with an amazing internal storage here. Okay guys, so you're out there filming with the Pocket 4 and you realize you've left your micro SD card at home, but you don't want to miss this shot. So what do? Absolutely no problems at all, because now DJI Pocket 4 has got you covered with a whopping 105 gigabyte of internal storage. Now in the video I was supposed to say 107. I keep thinking it's 105 because, you know, it seems like 107 seemed like a random number for a gigabyte storage, but of course that's not a complaint. 107, you know, absolutely brilliant. The more the merrier. So, you know, I can't tell you how many times I've actually you know, transferred footage from the Pocket 3 into my computer. I've left the SD card in my laptop. Next following day, I go out to a location, make a video, but I realize I've left my SD card in the laptop. So the internal storage is a lifesaver. You know, 107 gigabytes, that's enough to last you through the day. Absolutely impressed with that. And not only that, guys, the transfer speed is absolutely brilliant. I mean 10 seconds, all it took 10 seconds to transfer 6 gigabyte of worth of video footage. I mean, I was actually blown away with that. It is absolutely brilliant. The transfer speed and the internal storage, massive lifesaver, I mean, for me personally. And we're also getting this super photo mode here. Now basically the super photo mode, let me explain. So the 37 megapixel is what you're getting now. With my talking head video that you can see my face right now on, this is done on a Sony A7 Mark IV camera. Now in this Sony camera, the professional camera that I'm using right now, you can actually do 33 megapixels. So it goes to show a small camera like this that can do 37 megapixel, but only in the aspect ratio 1:1. So keep that in mind, guys. So when you're doing landscape, it becomes 33 megapixel. Again, no big deal, because 33 megapixels is what my Sony camera can do. But if you were to do a ratio 1:1, which is the kind of like portrait view, that can do 37 megapixels, which is absolutely powerful for a camera like this, because even my professional Sony camera can only do 33 megapixels. So it goes to show what a massive upgrade this is in comparison with the Pocket 3 here. And also what we're getting is this lossless zoom. So now you're getting a 2 times lossless zoom. So the way this works is those two buttons which I spoke about earlier. So if you press it once here, you will get the 2 times lossless zoom. Now it's called lossless zoom for a reason, because it still does it at 4K, even at a 2 times zoom. However, if you press it twice, you'll get a 4 times zoom. Now keep in mind, this now becomes a digital zoom, which means you are losing image quality. So I always tend to avoid using the 4 times zoom and keep it at the 2 times zoom. This Pocket 4 you can do slow motion at 240 slow motion. And that is absolutely brilliant, because on the Pocket 3 we can only do 120. The Pocket 4 has doubled that to 240. I mean, my only complaint with this is you cannot actually do record D-Log-M in slow motion, and that is a bit of a pain for some. I mean, if you're an everyday vlogger who only does normal footage in normal color, maybe that probably won't bother you too much. But when you're a color grader like myself, I mean, I'd like to see a D-Log-M mode within the 240 slow motion speed, so that we can color grade this. However, the only alternative around this is you can use those new color tones, those cinema color tones that you get within the Pocket 4 now. And this brings me on to my next point, because now the Pocket 4 does have these 4 preset color tones, these 6 color tones here. Now we saw the 6 cinema color tones. We saw this being introduced in the DJI Osmo Action 6 camera. Then we saw a firmware upgrade within the Osmo Nano camera, and now it's being introduced here in the Pocket 4 camera. So as I was saying earlier, you can actually use these color preset tones in the slow motion mode. I think that's the only time I'll ever use these color tones, cinema color tones presets, unless DJI give us a D-Log-M that we can use in the 240 slow motion speed. Then I would avoid using these color tones here. It's actually quite strange, because in the Pocket 3 we can actually use the D-Log-M in 120 frames per second by using the D-Log-M. But that brings me on to my other point here. And this brings me on to my other point here, because now in the Pocket 4 here, we are actually getting D-Log. Now notice I didn't say D-Log-M, it's now D-Log. So basically what that means is in the Pocket 3 we are D-Log-M. D-Log-M is like a kind of lighter version to a D-Log, just the D-Log which we get in the Pocket 4. So the D-Log, basically what that is we get 14 stops of dynamic range. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, what is this dynamic range? Well, it protects the highlights and shadows, so the blown out skies. You can bring the detail back, and even in the darks you can bring the detail back. So it gives you 14 stops of dynamic range, which is absolutely brilliant, because in the Pocket 3 I think we had about 12 or 13, round about that number. So I've seen a massive difference when it comes to dynamic range within the Pocket 4. I mean, you can see on the video clips here, it's made a massive difference in terms of color grading and dynamic range. You can see I've actually loved color grading, so absolutely brilliant, guys. And we also introduced with this low light mode here. Now I have gone outside and tested this low light mode, and I'm actually pretty impressed with the results. I wouldn't say it's a massive difference between the Pocket 3, but I have seen some amazing difference within the Pocket 4 when it comes to low light. I think the low light mode has made a difference here, so I'm actually pleased with that. As I mentioned, the film tones, you can use that in the slow motion in the 240 frames, because otherwise we can't color grade within D-Log-M using slow motion. And also, guys, you can't do slow motion. You can't actually use the 2x lossless zoom whilst you're focused as well, using the 2x lossless quality. So that's something to keep in mind for you there. So keep that in mind, guys. But I am hoping to see these change in the update firmware, in the upgrade firmware, because I am expecting to see a lot of updates within this Pocket 4. So the ones that I like to see is a D-Log, as I mentioned earlier, D-Log where we can color grade the footage within slow motion. And the update I like to see is using the 2x lossless zoom within the slow motion. So that is two updates I'd like DJI to give us. It's going to be a bit of a disappointment if we don't get it, because there are rumors flying around about the Pocket 4 Pro. We might get those features in there. It's very handy. I will be doing another video where I'm talking in detail about the settings here, so you don't want to miss that video, guys. So make sure you click subscribe for that. Now we also get the gesture control. Now this for me is a massive lifesaver for me. So the way this works is basically, if you do the V sign, if you put the V sign, which is kind of like the P sign, this will automatically start and stop record. And if you put your hand out, you'll also get the active track, and that's actually quite impressive. Now, technically speaking, you can actually start and stop recording from the DJ Mic 3 microphone, because you do get a Mic 3 with the actual combo version. So I didn't actually purchase the combo version because I found when I bought the Pocket 3 combo version, I wasn't using the extra accessories. But you do get the Mic 3 with the combo version with the Pocket 4. Now the good news is, I forgot to mention, is if you are using ND filters or the extra power that you had with the Pocket 3, the good news is you can actually use that with the Pocket 4. So it is compatible. So you're using your friendly ecosystem, which is what I like about DJI products. You know, kind of like the Action 6 camera when it came out. I can use the same batteries that was in my Osmo 360 camera. I can use the same batteries within the 360 camera in the Action 6 camera. So I really like the eco-friendly system which DJI gives us. Now, technically speaking, guys, you can actually start and stop recording within the Mic 3 microphone. So you just press the link button on the side and it'll automatically stop and record. Or you can do it the other way with the gesture control. So either way, it's going to make your workflow easier. Guys, if you're someone like me who enjoys doing time-lapse and hyperlapse, you won't be disappointed with this camera. Again, we had this feature in the Pocket 3 anyway, but I'm just generally saying to do this on a small camera like this. I mean, imagine doing a hyperlapse and time-lapse within a SLR camera. You'd need a tripod, and then you have to put your camera on top of that, and on top of this, you're getting noticed in public, and it's just too much hassle. But to do hyperlapse in a camera like this, absolutely brilliant. I'm going to do more of these because I enjoy doing these, so you don't want to miss these in an upcoming video. So guys, now with the shutter speed of this, you can lower this to 1.4, 1/4. And that is actually quite impressive. You can do fun shots with this, like hyperlapse, time-lapse. So now the big question remains is, should you upgrade to a Pocket 4 Well, let me just say this, guys. If let's just supposing you don't own a Pocket camera at all, not the Pocket 3, not even earlier versions, you want to buy your very first Pocket camera. Now, it is a win-win situation because if you decide to go, if you're tight on a budget and you want to go with a Pocket 3, now's the best time to go for a Pocket 3 because the value of the Pocket 3 has dropped in price and it still is an amazing camera. I wouldn't take anything away from the Pocket 3 camera because a lot of us nowadays, we have this understanding that just because now the Pocket 4 has come out, the Pocket 3 is outdated, it's a rubbish camera. But honestly, guys, I wouldn't take anything away from the Pocket 3. Still an amazing camera and I still love it. So say like if you're making daily vlogs and you're not bothered about the technical side of things, you're not bothered about color grading, you're not bothered about the D-Log M or low light, because even the low light on the Pocket 3 is still good enough, but on the Pocket 4 it has improved a bit. So I would say stick with the Pocket 3. But if you feel you've got enough money and you're in a mood for an upgrade, then go for the Pocket 4 because you won't be disappointed with this, especially with the internal storage. The 107GB internal storage and the transfer speeds on this is absolutely brilliant. I mean, it is an upgrade, but I wouldn't say it's a massive upgrade. I think we'll see a massive upgrade when it comes to the Pocket 4 Pro, which everyone is holding on to. But I don't find anything wrong with this camera. I've gone out there and had fun shooting with this, so I wouldn't take anything away from this camera. So if you have that little bit of cash and you want to upgrade, there's absolutely nothing wrong with going for this. Just another thing, guys, before I go, and what I don't like about this camera is now unfortunately you don't get this carrying case with it that we had with the Pocket 3. But what we do get is, what I do like about this is we now get this, you can see this gimbal protector here. So I'll just show you this. This is what we get, the gimbal protector. I'm sorry about the focus. So basically what that does is if you clip this on and now the gimbal won't move out of position. Now, my only complaint with this is, as much as I like this gimbal clamp and as much as I like this carrying case, it has to be one or the other. So what do I mean by that? So if I really like this and I want to keep this gimbal clamp on, and at the same time I like this protecting case, I can't actually put this in whilst this clamp is on because it's not big enough. So it has to be one or the other. I either keep this clamp on and not use this carrying case, or I can either put the Osmo Pocket 4 in here and get rid of this carrying case. But that presents a problem because when I put it in here, it's still gonna wobble and move out of position because this is no longer on. So it has to be one or the other. So I wish DJI thought of this properly, so that we can use both at the same time, if that makes sense. I will be doing more tests. I'll be doing more videos in terms of what the best settings are so you can get cinematic footage as you saw in this video. So I will be doing more videos, but if you do have any questions about this Pocket 4, feel free to comment in the box below. But in the meantime, guys, if you did like this video, please give me a thumbs up, smash the subscribe button, and as always, I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you for watching.